Hey, welcome back to the Coffee Press channel. You're watching a series on how to create a plugin using the ACF. And today, we're gonna build the fourth and the last part of this project. In the last week videos, we learned how the ACF works and how we can take in the benefit of this to create our own plugins. If you missed the other parts of this series of videos, you can reach the links on the description below. And also the project is on my GitHub and the link is on the description below as well. I am Donini and I'll be your host. Okay, to start today, we need to talk about a small issue that we have using cookies directly on PHP. If we set the cookie on the PHP and try to get the value of this cookie directly on the PHP, we'll have something like a null value or an empty value of this cookie. And why that? Because the cookie needs to get during the next refresh of the page. And to solve this problem, I think to use a JavaScript function, more than an AJAX call, when we can test if the cookie is already there, and then we can show something on the screen, like our message, of course. So I researched a little bit about this and on Stack Overflow and on the PHP website and other forums, and the problem is like that. It's a very common problem, and you need to know about this and why we choose to use the JavaScript function instead code directly on the PHP. Okay, so now let's deal with the JavaScript part. Like I said to you, I already created the JavaScript and I do my own tests to see if everything is working fine. I get two main functions from the web, like the get cookie and the set cookie. They working fine. There's very simple, and you can copy and paste these from the web, and that's okay. And we have three more functions. One of that is the function that will get the class, the ID of the page directly on the class attribute of the body element. And the other one is the function that will do the AJAX call directly to the backend and see if is the right place to show the message. And the other one is the function that will record the cookie and close the message on the front end. Okay. So to put our ID or page ID directly on the body class attribute, we need to use a hook of WordPress called body class, and we can add new stuffs on that hook, and because of this we can handle directly on the function the get page ID function that I create here. Okay, so let's add this function directly on our class. I put this here, I think so, it's okay. Let's create a new function. I will call this function as, let me see, add page ID. And I will pass the variable classes. This variable will contain all the classes that we already have on the body element, and we will append a new one together. So we need to get the post ID, and to do that we need to declare the global variable post here. Let's of course test if what we have inside the classes variable is something real, and then we can add our new element or append our new value page ID on the class of our body element from the HTML. Okay, and now we just need to return the classes. With this, we are appending the page ID, which is the number of the ID, directly on the classes of our body element. So to work, we need to add a new filter, and the name of this filter is body class. And of course, we need to pass our function to this filter. And the name of our function is page, add page ID. Okay, that's it. Now let's take a look and see if this works. Let's refresh the page and inspect some elements. Go to the body and it's here. As you can see, we have the page ID, the new class directly on our HTML code. Now we need to add the JavaScript file on the assets of our own team. So let's go back to the code, and I will add this directly on the main file of the project. I create a new function called function load assets, and we need to enquery our script. The handle of this script is something like a cp.js message. The source, I will put the plugin, plugin URL. I need to pass the file, and I need to concact with the assets, with the path of my JavaScript file, which in this case is assets/js/message.js. I have a dependence inside our code because we are using the jQuery library. So I need to add the jQuery as a dependence, and I will set that I should load this on the footer as well. Okay, now we need to use the proper hook to add this function inside the proper place. So we use the WP enquery scripts, and we need to pass our function file. That's it. Let's see if your JavaScript is loading on the front end. Let's refresh our page. Go to the sources, and there we are. Here is our plugin. And let's test the Ajax if it's returning something. The message is empty, and this is happening because you don't have any message registered on the system. Let's add a new message. I will call this like a test message. This is our first message system created with ACF. Okay. We can show this in just one page. I will choose one here, like the about page. I will change the color for something like a blue, and I set the text like a yellow, and the padding like a 20%, 20 pixels. Let's update. Okay, refresh again. Okay, we are on the home page, and nothing's happening. It's because we are on the home page. If we hit play and go to the about page, probably we'll see our message, and there we are. Here's our HTML. Let's continue. Okay, probably we have some small style issue here because we have some other elements on the front of our message. Cool. So now it's the time to add some style for our message. I will go back to the code, and I will add a CSS file inside the CSS folder. I'll call this file like a message.css. I will not put anything right now, and I need to include this file, this CSS file on my code. The handle will be something like a cp css message, and the path of my file is almost the same that we are using for the JavaScript. CSS message.css. Okay. The main class of our container is message, so let's add the message alert. And because we have this small problem here, I will put the position of our element like a position relative, and I will set the height like 100%. Let's see if this works. We refresh again and play. Okay, cool. Our message is on the front right now. So we can add a few more style. For example, we can move the X button to the right corner. This class, the element of this class is btn flows. We can put this in a float right, and probably because the paragraph, the text element is an inline element, we need to put this paragraph. What's the name of the class? It's only text, like a display inline. Let's refresh again. Okay, we don't need more this breakpoint here. Let's close. There we are. It's a little bit better. We can handle the CSS better, of course, than this. Let's try something else. Let's change the colors, like red and white. Update. Refresh. And there we are. Here is our message system. And to see if everything is working fine, let's close the message and see if we don't have this message anymore. It seems to be working. Let's go and see if we have the cookie. We have the proper cookie right here. That's it. Let's go to the home page. Awesome. So if we remove the cookie and go to the about page, it's supposed to the message stay there again. And there we are. That's it. So now we have created our plugin using only the ACF system to handle with the custom fields. It's very important to know that this structure works fine for me, and I hope this can work fine for you as well. This is not a sponsored video, and if you have any ideas about how we can improve this plugin or creating something better than this, let me know. I will be glad to discuss with you about that. And to keep me motivated and creating new videos, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We can work together to create a better community of developers, of WordPress developers on the entire world. I am planning a new series of videos for the next week. If you have something that you would like to see, let me know. I will be glad to learn and code this with you. See you guys next time.